hasn't been going great for Ironheart, Jay. I think that's pretty safe to say. When you look at the reception to the trailer, when you look at the fact that this thing finished filming in like 2022 and it didn't come out until 2025 because they desperately trying to save it in edits. They knew it was a piece of shit. They're just trying to dump it right before the biggest release of the year for Marvel, so people very quickly forget about it after that comes out. I mean, all you got to do is look at this ratio, and I think it tells you pretty much everything you need to know about the way it's being received by fans. 500,000 dislikes to 200,000 likes. But Jay, there's a couple things that could save this. Maybe there's not a lot of positivity around it, but what if I told you there's a lot of representation?
Oh,
that not only is it a character that failed in the comic books, that nobody wanted, that was rejected multiple times in Riri Williams. What if I told you there's a lot of representation in the cast?
Oh,
I mean, we knew that they were very celebratory of a trans actor joining the MCU. We belong there with the big guys.
Yes.
Did you just assume their gender, trans actor? So we know the trans actor is going to be in it. We also knew there was a drag queen that was going to be in it. But what we didn't know until now was that the drag queen is actually going to be in drag for this. Drag Race's Shea Coulee reveals intel on Ironheart character's secret past. Fierce hacker bringing drag to the MCU. That's
great.
This is what we need, Jay. This is what will bring the people. This is what will bring the fans out. We'll now have drag representation in the show.
So I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to make a bold prediction. A nice thick one. I feel this show might get better ratings than Daredevil on Disney Plus, only because the one show Agatha all along was filled with pride people, and that show actually had unbelievably pretty good ratings for Disney Plus. Well, so maybe with all this stuff, maybe that's all that's left that actually has Disney Plus is the pride people. Am I allowed to say that? I don't know. But
I think that has been completely skewed. When you look at the ratings for Agatha, it was not good in general.
Better than Daredevil, though.
It was better than Daredevil.
Yeah,
that doesn't mean that the ratings were good for Agatha.
Yeah,
now,
that's where I
will say, with the budget that Agatha was on, that's probably the best bang for their buck that they've gotten with the Marvel shows, right? It didn't get as big a ratings as some of the other things that were out there, but Agatha didn't cost $200 million fucking dollars. So
yeah,
if you want to talk about some of the good things they have going on, you can look at that. Now, remember, Ironheart was made back in the era, 2021, 2022, back in the era when She-Hulk and Secret Invasion and all these things were coming out that cost like $225 million for like 6 episodes of something. There's a really good chance that that's around like the budget for Ironheart. A very good chance, in fact. But yes, they're bringing the drag queen. He talked about this, but the entire article refers to this guy as she. I thought drag queens were men who dressed up as women but still identified as men. Apparently, this person goes by different pronouns. I don't fucking know.
Huh.
I don't know. Somebody's out here doing the work for Disney, doing the promotional work for Disney, and that is Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr., they needed to make it known that Robert Downey Jr. supports this, because that's all they've been talking about. They've talked about Robert Downey Jr. a million times when it comes to this character. And they went on there on a ABC owned or ABC channel, right? Disney owned ABC, Good Morning America. And they had to get a special message out there from Robert Downey Jr.
Do you mind if we interrupt the interview for just a moment? Because I think we have a very special message. I think you're going to recognize who this is.
Good morning, America. New studio. God, looks great. Miss Thorne, I couldn't be happier than to be seeing you bring Riri Williams to life.
He's reading this.
Yeah, I bet he doesn't even know who Riri Williams is.
Look, he is reading this. Watch his eyes as they track. He's reading this thing, which is great.
Couldn't be happier than to be seeing you bring Riri Williams to life. But the hood has me nervous. Is the hood green, please tell me Mr. Ramos is not replacing me as Dr. Doom via Parker Robbins. Is there something you're not telling me? Anyway, I was on an interview. Long story short,
Hate that.
Iron Man loves Ironheart.
That's so crazy. Dominic, how does that make you feel? Like one of the original Avengers saying that.
I love Iron Man too. Oh man.
He really does, Ryan. He loves Ironheart.
He really does.
God dang, it's so sad.
Bro, I love the first half of this when you just see him reading. Like you can see his eyes as they track as he's reading the first little bit, which is hilarious. I will say this when it comes to this series and the star Dominique Thorne, I've yet to see anything like to create like Amanda Stenberg level of, blaming fans for this or do you know what I mean? I haven't seen too much of that stuff yet. It hasn't come out yet, but sometimes that stuff starts even before. But I haven't necessarily seen anything, at least that I can remember from this. They're out there promoting it. I think most of us think it's going to bomb.
Imagine that Disney-owned ABC was able to get Disney-owned Marvel characters to talk to each other on a Disney-owned morning show. To make that happen, man, they must have pulled all the strings just to, have the fans be like, well, if Iron Man approves, then this show is okay with me. Oh my God. Is that a guy? Like, what am I looking at here? I don't want to see that.
That is the drag queen who is in this.
And I'm also looking forward to, a bunch of young black rascals running around stealing so they can make their own Iron Man suit.
Jay, they're gangsters turned activists. Okay. They're Robin Hoods in Chicago.
And then we're going to get the long-awaited Mephisto appearance, which is going to be wonderful
in this show. So not only is like Ironheart, whatever, they're also giving her magic. Literal black girl magic in this show.
Wonderful. I mean, this thing should skyrocket to the moon, baby. I mean, it's got gold written all over it. I don't know. I have no desire ever to watch the show. Actually, I'm looking forward to not listening to you talk about the show. That's how bad I think it's going to be. Zero interest. I don't want to see a drag queen. I don't want to see a dude dressed like a woman helping out Ironheart do whatever she's going to do. And here we are. Well, good luck on them, I guess.
I think in this, you're going to see a guy dressed as a girl and a girl dressed as a guy. I think you're going to see both in this one. So lucky you, Jay.
Yeah. And the devil is going to make an appearance.
Well, I think he was in the writer's room personally.
That's probably.
That's kind of my gut feeling, at least. But who knows?